Starting a new life in New Zealand can be an exciting adventure, but it also comes with its fair share of challenges, especially when it comes to managing your finances. Today, we're diving into the experiences of Ratuniyauravu, who has made the move from Fiji to New Zealand and is now sharing his insights on how to navigate the financial landscape in a new country. Ratuniyauravu's journey began in 2012 when he moved to Queenstown, and later, he and his wife trained as Salvation Army ministers in Wellington. Now settled in Ashburton, he describes the mid-Canterbury region as having a warm, family-oriented vibe. In fact, he's noticed a significant increase in the number of Pasifika families in the area, growing from just 15 to an impressive 50 in the 5 years since he arrived. In a recent episode of RNZ's Thrift Podcast, Ratuniyauravu teamed up with Pacific Outreach navigator Percy Tilialo to offer valuable tips for newcomers. Tilialo, who works for Tangata Atumotu Trust, an organization dedicated to providing health and social services to Pasifika families in Canterbury, shared her own experiences as a Samoan immigrant. One of the biggest challenges for newcomers, especially those from warmer climates, is staying warm during the chilly New Zealand winters. Ratuniyauravu, an islander himself, has some clever tips for managing heating costs. He suggests setting the heat pump's mode to heating and keeping the temperature at a comfortable 19 degrees Celsius. By using just one fan or a silent fan, he explains, you can effectively warm up your entire house without breaking the bank. Tilialo agrees, adding that keeping the heat pump on continuously can actually save power in the long run. She also keeps a close eye on the unit price of electricity and tries to be mindful of her power usage. Doing laundry at night and keeping showers short. But here's where it gets controversial. In the Pacific Islands, long showers are common. But in New Zealand, hot water is a precious resource. Tilialo shares a clever trick to keep showers short. She teaches her children to sing Happy Birthday 3 times while showering, ensuring a quick and fun way to conserve water. When it comes to bills and budgeting, Ratuniyauravu emphasizes the importance of savings, something that might not be a familiar concept for those who have grown up in Fiji. He explains that in New Zealand, with its higher salaries, it's easy to get carried away with spending. He encourages newcomers to reset their mindset, avoid takeaways, and get into the habit of paying bills weekly rather than monthly, as is the norm in Fiji. To help Pasifika families manage their finances, Ratuniyauravu recommends using free budgeting templates available online. These visual tools can provide a clear picture of income and expenses, and he assures that the results can be surprising. You might just discover how much you've saved at the end of each month. Moving to a new place can be daunting, and it's okay to seek help. Ratuniyauravu understands that for Pacific Islanders, asking for assistance can be challenging, but he wants to assure everyone that help is available. He has set up a food bank at the Salvation Army, offering a wide range of products, from spaghetti and baked beans to toiletries and frozen meat. The food bank operates like a supermarket, empowering families and fostering connections with the Pasifika community. And this is the part most people miss. When children are involved, it's crucial to ensure they don't suffer due to parental embarrassment. Ratuniyauravu believes that providing support to Pasifika families is a major step towards building a stronger, more resilient community. Many Pasifika workers support their families in New Zealand while also feeling responsible for sending money back home to extended family. Ratuniyauravu shares his own experience, explaining that saying no in their culture can be difficult, especially when family members are in need. He encourages honesty, suggesting that sometimes it's necessary to communicate that financial support might not be possible during certain weeks. One of the best ways to feel at home in a new environment is to bring a bit of your culture with you. Ratuniyauravu highlights the importance of planting familiar flavors and learning about new ones. The Ashburton Community Garden is a perfect example of this, representing various cultures and fostering a sense of community. Tilialo hopes that the community garden will inspire more Pasifika families to grow their own vegetables at home. She shares her own experience of growing a variety of produce during the summer and preserving it for the winter months. Even taro, a traditional Pacific Island crop has been planted in the garden, although the success of this experiment remains to be seen due to Ashburton's wet soil. Ratuniyauravu remains optimistic, believing that anything is possible. He finds it incredibly heartwarming to see a community garden that represents all cultures, with a simple sight of a taro plant bringing a sense of familiarity and joy. So, as you embark on your own journey in New Zealand, remember these valuable tips from Ratuniyauravu and Tilialo. Managing your finances and embracing your new environment can be a rewarding experience, and you might just discover a whole new community along the way. What are your thoughts on these financial tips for newcomers? Do you have any experiences or strategies to share? We'd love to hear your stories and insights in the comments below.